Dr. Atkins.
Well, I'm used to hearing travesties of the arguments that I presented, and that was, I think, a pretty fair travesty of what I actually said. Let me take the points in order, and I will accept Dr. Craig's order, just for the sake of convenience. The origin of the universe. I do not believe that one can extend the concept of causality to an era prior to the existence of time. It is simply primitively naive to talk about causality outside the domain of time. So I will not accept that the universe had to be caused. It's an entirely different mode of coming into operation, which we scientists do not yet know, but which we will find out, and we are on the track of it. I think the question of complex order, it was also a travesty of my argument about probabilities. If something can happen, then it may happen. If something can happen only with very remote possibility, then it is possible that if the universe is replicated, and I'm not talking about parallel universes, this is quite a wrong ascription to my argument. I'm talking about the possibilities of many universes actually existing, each of them with a particular mixture of fundamental constants. And it is also wrong to assert that this is outside the domain of physics. If one looks at modern cosmology, modern theories of cosmogenesis, and in particular inflation theory, and in particular the possibility of fractal inflation theories, then it is exactly that kind of multiple universe which is being seen as a possibility of occurring at the beginning of everything that we call the current universe. So science is showing that that kind of multiple universe can come into existence, and indeed at this very instant there may be universes coming into existence. It is impossible and improper to deny the power of what science is revealing, even though science may be revealing extraordinary things, on the basis of homespun philosophies and familiarity with what goes on in one's backyard. Science is exposing a much more subtle basis to the universe than can be dreamt up in the farmyard. I don't believe, words have been put into my mouth that I am destroying the value of meaning of life. I deny that absolutely. I think that if one divests oneself of all the baggage that one has been brought up with and sees the world with the utter clarity that science provides, and knowing that one has a brain that if one is only prepared to use it can lead to a comprehension of the world, that is an extraordinary achievement, and I can do that without any help from God. My central point, though, is that it is up to believers to prove explicitly that my bony view of the world, bony in the sense that it's very simple, starkly simple, is an inadequate theory of all there is. Before you can move on to the stage where you say, it must be God who did it, it must be God who caused it, it must be God who gives us morals, it must be God who got Jesus out of the tomb. What you have to do is to prove beyond any doubt that the simple view that all this can happen through the agency of physical law, you have to prove that that is inadequate. I have not heard that tonight. All I have heard is the assertion that God is there doing it. And I think that that is a dereliction of the power of human comprehension and an abnegation of the human intellect. I think we ought to give praise not to the Lord, thank goodness, but praise to ourselves that over the centuries and particularly the last 300 years as we brought scientific observation, mathematical rigor to bear on our analysis of events in the world, that we have got within an inch or two of understanding the great problems that have puzzled people through the ages. I am proud to be alive at this part of the 20th century, where I am on the brink of understanding everything, and I commend you to use your brains, because your brains are the most wonderful instruments in the universe. And through your brains, you will see that you can do without God. Thank you.